Alright, so in today's video, I'm going to be going over UFC 326, Max Holloway versus Charles Oliveira in Las Vegas, Nevada. I'm a little under the weather, I got a sore throat, but I'm going to continue on and just get this done with. So, first up, we got Luke Fernandez versus Rodolfo Bellato. Rodolfo Bellato been in the UFC for a couple of years, been having a couple of losses over the last little bit. Did have a win up against Sterling a couple of months ago, but does seem to be a little bit of a journeyman. Luke Fernandez making his debut, 6-1 or 6'1", 6-0. I think that Rodolfo Bellato is going to be able to get this one done, although he does have a loss. I feel like with him being in the UFC, he's going to be able to know about the atmosphere that is going to come with it. I believe Luke Fernandez was off of what? It must have been Contender Series or something, possibly coming off of the Dana White's Contender Series, most likely. So I gotta go Rodolfo Bellato, possibly second round KO. Next up, we got Gaston Bolaños versus Jiang Yong Lee. I got Jiang Yong Lee on this one. I do want Gaston to be able to win this. Coming from Peru, we need somebody that's going to be able to bring those Peruvian fans over to the UFC. But unfortunately, with him going from 135 to 145, I don't know if that's going to be a great choice going up against, I believe his name was the Tiger or something. But 11-3, last loss was to Felipe dos Santos. But he does seem to be a very good fighter, so I would have to go Jiang Lee in this one, first round KO. Next up, we got Jesus. I didn't know that we'd be getting blobs in the light heavyweight division, but alright. So we got Dayar Nogakshe versus Rafael Tobias. Honest to God, I'm gonna go Justimov. That's got way more fights. Dude's got his debut off of 1-0 and weighs in at under the 205. And not to mention being from Kazakhstan, I think he's going to be able to have a bit of a ground game. Let's see. He did have that loss against Satabayev, but I feel like he's going to be able to get this one done with his experience. I'm going to go second round. Is it going to be... I'm going to go second round KO. Alright, next up we got Jesus Aguilar versus Sumadarji. I'm going to go Sumadarji on this one. Lord Almighty, is that a height for fucking flyweight? I mean, 4 inches of reach advantage. We know how that goes with Charles Johnson in the flyweight division. Having height, although not great for winning a title, is great for beating people who have those titles. 10 inches of reach advantage, 2 inches of leg reach advantage, but that 4 inches of just height advantage, I think, is going to be way too much for Jesus. And I think Sumadarji is going to be able to get it done once he finds his range. I'm going to probably say second round, but I will say that if Sumadarji does not get it done in the first 2 rounds, I could see him slowing down and seeing it becoming a closer fight as it goes along. Next up, we got Niem Jabbar Tumen Dembarel versus Cody Durden. I'm going to go Najam Daral. I have seen a similar fighter to this from Mongolia. I forgot his name. He's a 2 division champion from one championship. He was recently on, it was some type of show where it was, they would take athletes from like around different regions and all that stuff and put them up. And he is a training partner of the guy who's a 2 division champion. The guy who is the 2 division champion, I believe, fights out of 135 and 145. This guy fights 125, 9-1. Unfortunately, he did have that loss up against Hernandez, but I do feel like he's going to be able to get it back up against Cody Durden in this case. Especially considering Cody Durden is going to be going down. Last time I believe he missed weight by 5 pounds, which is not great. So in this, I'm going to go Turin Beckerall. I'm going to say he's probably going to be a favorite too. So next up, we got Alberto Montes versus Ricky Tercios. I don't know what's going on with this right here, but I'm just going to go like this. So Ricky Tercios, veteran in the game, Ultimate Fighter winner years back. I believe Montes is up and comer, making his debut, possibly, considering the black and white shading on his body type. But in this, I'm gonna go Montes. I feel like they just bring Tercios in to try to see whether or not the person can be a gateway keeper or whether he could be a contender in the division. So I'm going to go decision. Ricky Tercios is able to go the full 3 rounds easy, whether he's getting pieced up or whether he's the one piecing him up. So it's definitely going to go into the 3rd round. And if so, I would get it to Alberto Montes in this one. Next up, there we go. Dante Johnson versus Cody Brundage. I'm going to go Dante Johnson on this one. Although 5'8", he does carry a lot of that power, a lot of that presence. And I will also say, ever since the UFC 300 performance with Cody Brundage, I never liked the guy. I never liked his fighting style. He's always kind of just been that journeyman, like I said with Ricky Tercios, where are you going to be a gateway keeper or are you going to be a contender in the division? I feel like Dante Jackson is going to be a contender in the division, so I think he's going to get this one done. 2nd round KO. Next up, we got Xiao Long versus Cody Garbrandt. I'm about to throw up. This is going to be great. Oh, man. I'm going to go Xiao Long on this one. Coming off of, I believe, the road to UFC. Really good on all of it. I think Cody Garbrandt been in the UFC way too long, so I'm going to go Xiao Long on this one. Oh, man. I got about 30 seconds till I throw up, so I'm just going to go straight through this. Bruno Ferreira, Gregory Rodriguez. I got Gregory Rodriguez considering his chin and everything and also being in here for a lot longer. Drew Dober, Michael Johnson. I got Drew Dober in this one. I feel like his age is going to be able to help a lot. And not to mention Michael Johnson's kind of on his way out. Raul Rosas Jr., Rob Font. I got Rob Font in this one. I feel like Raul Rosas Jr. had the hype when he was young, but now that he's older, I feel like he should be getting a number 15, not a number 11 in Rob Font. So, in this one, I'm going to go Rob Font, possibly 2nd round knockout once he finds his range. Rainer de Ritter and Kyle Bahayo. I got Rainer de Ritter in this one. His fight up against Bo Nickel showed a lot in his clinch work and being able to work on the inside, whereas Kyle Bahayo is more of an outside plotty kickboxing fighter. And with those 3 inches of height disadvantage, I feel like it's not going to work out very well for him. So I got Rainer de Ritter possibly by TKO 2nd or 3rd round. And then the main event. We got Max Holloway, Charles Oliveira. So they fought, I think it was about 10 years ago. None of us thought that they were going to be in the UFC fighting again. And we definitely didn't think that they would both be champions of their own divisions before this. Charles Oliveira in the lightweight division, Max Holloway in the featherweight division. Now, a lot of people are saying that Max Holloway is going to win this based off of his footwork and his stand-up. I feel as though Charles Oliveira is going to win this off of his stand-up and his ground game. Because Max Holloway has... I mean, a lot of people are saying he hasn't been up against a great wrestler. He's been up against Ilya Topuria. He's been up against Brian Ortega. But he hasn't been up against somebody who has a mixture of wrestling and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu submissions. Charles Oliveira, I believe, being a 3rd-degree black belt in Jiu-Jitsu, is able to get submissions off of anywhere, anything. Was able to get a calf slicer at one moment. And not to mention, most of the wrestlers that Max Holloway has been facing up against have been mostly smaller than him, whereas Charles Oliveira is going to be about his height, maybe a little bit taller. So in this one, I'm going to get Charles Oliveira mostly by submission. Yeah, I'm going to do submission third round in this. So all in all, I'm going to say that this card beforehand out of 10 is going to be a 7 or a 6. And I think that the main event is really going to bring it back up to about an 8. Because they do have some really good fights, but it's fights where you have to really think about it in order to be like, I'm going to watch this. Like Cody Garbrandt, he's been in here for way too long. But I'm going to watch it because Xiao Long has had over, 30 fights? Yeah. So, all in all, I think that this is going to be a good card. I think it's going to be about a 7 out of 10, all in all. And, yeah, I mean, it's going to be a good fight. It's going to be a good card. So, I guess I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.